Rogers Dab Chevrolet was just a regular car dealership here in Brandon, Mississippi, and about 10 years ago we started branching off with our parts department, and we became one of the top 3 largest parts departments for powertrain, for engines and transmissions in the country. So in doing so, why not support the industry that supports the most powertrain, which is your performance engines and racing? And there's a need there that was not being filled. There was a customer base that was not being taken care of.
We keep the sealed crate motors in stock, the 602, the 604s, the 525s. Whether you're driving a late model or a modified or a street stock, we've got an engine for your car. We also carry the accessory kits, KRC drives. We also do Gary Williams carburetors. We've been in this for a couple years now, and we're doing it to benefit the racers.
Everyone is trying to get into racing, knows that it's not a cheap sport to get into. So price structure was a big thing in taking care of the racers, and we knew early on that we did not want to make this a profit center. We wanted to make it about the racers. Price is a big thing. However, customer service is where it's at. And we've had several instances where racetracks have called us and said, hey, we had a driver out here qualifying and their engine popped, and it's Friday night at 9 o'clock, and our team, Benny and Ryan, are calling me and saying, hey boss, we need to take care of this race car driver. Let's get them an engine as soon as possible. And they'll be here before sunrise the next morning on Saturday morning, pulling that engine, getting it to that person so they can get it installed and be racing that night. That's the kind of customer service we want to deliver.
The following is a special presentation of Crate Racing USA, America's leader in racing. This is Crate Racing USA Live.
They're side by side. The top 2 of the points are 4th and 5th right now. Here comes Jimmy Thomas. We're back underway out of turn 4. 13 circuits to go around the Talladega short track, and we now have ourselves a battle for the lead. Out of turn number 4, Jeremy Steele wins the Turkey 100. This is America's leader in racing, the Rogers Dab Performance Parts Crate Racing USA Dirt Late Model Series 4 wide.
And now your host, Cody Earley.
Well, hello there again, and welcome into another edition of Crate Racing USA Live. It is episode 16. My name is Cody Earley. Glad to be with you tonight. Coming up on the episode, we're going to chat with the most recent Crate Racing USA Dirt Late Model winner at the Whynot Motorsports Park, 2.0 Nick Thrash. He'll join us tonight. We're going to ask him about what is so special about Whynot and Magnolia, and we'll talk his racing career and the Thrash name in the state of Mississippi. And also on tonight's show, he's a business owner, he's a proud dad, and he's a race car driver too. If you've seen WesPro JCB on the side of a race car, more than likely it's because of Wesley Scott. We'll chat with him tonight about his business being named one of the top 30 dealers in 2 major markets. We'll talk with him about that, and we'll get everything we need to know about him and his relationship with the sport of dirt racing. That's coming up on the show tonight, and we'll get you ready for a weekend at Magnolia. I know there's weather, I know there's a possibility of rain, but we'll still set the stage because we've got a big weekend to wrap up from last weekend, including both series being in action. But before we get to all that, we have to recap what happened last weekend. It was week 19 for the Rogers Dabs Performance Parts Crate Racing USA National Points, and it was a very special 4th of July weekend. And believe it or not, it felt like a 4th of July racing weekend with racing Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. We'll get it started on Thursday night at the Magnolia Motor Speedway. The USCS Sprint cars were in town. So were 4 divisions of Crate Racing USA competition. Jamie Boland, Cuba, Alabama, took home the Crate Racing USA Dirt Late Model win. Here's track announcer Ross Tingle.
Boland, still your leader. Allen in second. Williamson drops back to the 3rd spot. Thrash wants 4th from Hudson. See who'll have it. Thrash has got it. Hudson, your top 5. There's your leader, Jamie Boland, coming to the checkered flag. He will win it. Jamie Boland wins it here tonight.
It was Chase Pennington picking up another win in the Crate Racing USA Late Model Sportsman. The Modified Sportsman saw Ron Grandel out of Waterford, Mississippi pick up his first of 2 wins on the weekend. And the ageless wonder himself, Dr. Dirt got it done in the Crate Racing USA Street Stocks. Here's track announcer once again, Ross Tingle.
White flag in the air for the old man one more time around. 72 years old. Still wheeling that race car. Neighbors and Horton Wealth Management profiles. Cadillac chassis heads to the checkered flag, and Johnny Stokes will win it here tonight.
At Baton Rouge Raceway on Friday, it was fireworks and weekly racing. The Crate Racing USA Dirt Late Model saw Shannon Lee, the national points leader, pick up the win on Friday night, and it was Corey Tuggle in the Crate Racing USA Street Stocks, the hometown driver, going to victory lane on Friday. At Cochran Motor Speedway, it was, of course, the Crate Racing USA Dirt Late Model Series in town. It was the Street Stocks on Friday night. Nevin Gainey picked up the win out of Fort White, Florida, the first of back-to-back nights for the Street Stocks. At Deep South Speedway in Loxley, Alabama, it was Calvin Martin who continues to pace himself towards a record-setting 4th Crate Racing USA National Championship in the Street Stock Division. He picked up the checkered flag at Deep South. We moved to Pine Ridge Speedway on Friday night. The Crate Racing USA Late Model Sportsman Tour was in town. It was the 3rd annual Rumble at the Ridge. In the Dirt Late Models, it was DeLand, Florida's Holden Allen who held on to win after a big delay after the fence got tore down on Friday night at Pine Ridge. And by the way, hats off to the Pine Ridge staff for getting that fence back up in somewhat of a really quick time. In the Crate Racing USA Street Stocks, it was Jeremy Kelly picking up the win. The Crate Racing USA Late Model Sportsman, well, Friday night was a non-points night, but the points leader picked up the win out of Flintville, Tennessee. It was Dustin Harris on Friday. And the Crate Racing USA Modified Sportsman saw Ron Grandel. You heard me say that name just a few moments ago. He picked up his 2nd win of the weekend, and the driver out of Waterford, Mississippi, had himself a really good weekend. We moved to Whynot Motorsports Park, where the factory stocks were in town for the Firecracker 50 weekend. It was Brett White picking up the Crate Racing USA Late Model Sportsman win. Track announcer Chris Creighton.
2 laps to go. Popsicle sticks in the air for Brett White. Looking for his 5th win on the season. His first here at the House of Hook since last year. Here's the white flag. White takes it down the back stretch for the final time. He'll roll it out of 3 as he exits 4. Here's the checkered flag, and Brett White brings home his 5th victory of the season.
And it was Bryce Shesby out of Hattiesburg, Mississippi, getting the Street Stock win.
And here we go, 1 lap to go. Thrash going to try to make a run on Doug Todd as he sends it down below. Down the back stretch, Todd has him clear. Shesby's going to bring it home. Double checker flag for Bryce Shesby. Hattiesburg, Mississippi driver.
To Extreme Speedway, it was Alabama 100 weekend, or Bama 100 weekend. In the Crate Racing USA Late Model Sportsman, it was Super Mario Gresham picking up the win. You'll hear me repeat that name coming up in just a few moments. And on the Crate Racing USA Modified Sportsman side, it was Chuck Gibson out of Tuscumbia, Alabama, getting the win on Friday night. We shift to the final night of the weekend on Saturday night. We kick off things at Blackwater Speedway. It was a big 4th of July special. They had Late Model Sportsman on hand, and the winner, Cody Cook out of Crestview, Florida, got the win in the Late Model Sportsman. We go to Cochran Motor Speedway for the 2nd night of racing in the Christmas in July. It was Jared Jones out of Swainsboro, Georgia, getting the win in the Street Stocks. Here's track announcer Dwayne Keith.
White flag out for Jared Jones. Competition behind him, almost a half a second behind, so he's not going to be able to close up the gap in time. Coming out of turn 4, Jared Jones gets it done.
And night number 2 at Deep South Speedway in the Crate Racing USA Dirt Late Models, it was Taylor Jarvis out of Milton, Florida, getting the win. To the Playground of Power, they had fireworks and they had late models this weekend. And they welcomed the Crate Racing USA Modified Sportsman. It was Ricky Culpepper getting it done in the open wheel mod. In the Crate Racing USA Dirt Late Models, it was Big Sky Montana Dudley picking up the win. And in the Crate Racing USA Late Model Sportsman, it was the Rocket Man, Richie Stevens. Back to Pine Ridge we go for the Crate Racing USA Late Model Sportsman Tour. Of course, we'll recap that and talk about that coming up. But in the other 3 Cruiser divisions, it was Oakley Gillespie picking up the win in the Crate Racing USA Dirt Late Models. Jeremy Kelly going to victory lane in the Crate Racing USA Street Stocks. And Colton Grimes picking up the Crate Racing USA Modified win. The only rainout of the weekend happened in Louisiana at Super Beast Speedway. They were set for a big limited mod weekend. Unfortunately, Mother Nature took that one away. The Whynot Motorsports Park, the Firecracker 50. Of course, it was the big factory stock dirt late model dirt series in town. They had a huge weekend, but on the other side, it was Bryce Shesby getting it done at the Hattiesburg, Mississippi driver picking up the win. And on the other side, one of our guests, Nick Thrash out of Meridian, Mississippi, picked up the dirt late model win. Windy Hollow Speedway, normally on Sundays, moved to Saturday. This past weekend, it was the Wiener Showdown. How many hot dogs could you eat in 5 minutes? That would have been a contest in itself. But the Crate Racing USA Dirt Street Stocks were in town, and Tyler Nicely picked up the win on Saturday. And finally, it was the Bama 100 finale, and the Crate Racing USA Late Model Sportsman, same result on night 2. Super Mario Gresham picked up the win, and on the Crate Racing USA Modified Sportsman side, it was Blaze Truel going to victory lane out of Columbia, Tennessee. That's how things shaped up on the weekly points as we close in. Now only 13 left. Well, now only 12 weeks left as we get ready to jump into week 20. 12 weeks remaining for drivers to get as many points as they can towards the 2026 National Championships. That's how things shaped up this past week. It's now time to turn our attention to our very first guest. We will welcome Wesley Scott from WesPro JCB to the show. Coming up next, you're listening to Crate Racing USA Live.
Crate Racing USA Live will return after this commercial break.
Feel the thunder. Experience the heart-pounding action of Crate Racing USA from dirt tracks across the South. Catch every lap, every pass,
3 wide, just momentarily for the
every victory with Crate Racing USA TV.
The modified main event on this Friday night.
Watch live events or dive into on-demand replays anytime. Whether it's a single night shootout or a full weekend of racing, you're in control. Never miss a moment. Watch from anywhere. Visit CrateRacingUSA.tv now for upcoming events and full race replays. Crate Racing USA TV, America's leader in racing.
When performance matters, champions choose Hoosier Racing Tires. As the largest race tire manufacturer in the world, Hoosier produces over 1,000 different types of race tires, engineered for speed, precision, and winning results. With cutting-edge technology like a 300-mile-per-hour test wheel, a state-of-the-art production facility, and advanced mixing plant, Hoosier continues to lead the way in racing innovation worldwide. Hoosier Racing Tires. We fuel passion, pride, and success with our tires designed for champions. Order today at HoosierTire.com or call 574-784-3152. Hoosier Racing Tires. Tires designed for champions.
Racers are dedicated to winning. And Chevrolet Performance's 3 factory-sealed circle track crate engines can help you get to the checkered flag first. Whether you're a weekend warrior or a touring hero, on dirt or pavement, Chevrolet Performance circle track crate engines are engineered to win. Right out of the box.
Welcome to the My Race Pass app, the #1 app for motorsports fans. We want to make sure you get the most out of your My Race Pass app experience. With your new free account, you can use the My Race Pass app to see race day information, including event entries and official lineups and results for over 600 organizations across North America. You can also see track information and purchase online event tickets for select tracks. With your free account, you can also search for a track or series on the My Race Pass app and favorite their profile to receive news and race day notifications on your mobile device. To see more information and to see which app subscription is best for you, be sure to visit getmrpapp.com. My Race Pass, the ultimate racing resource.
Can't make it to the track? Crate Racing USA TV has you covered. From live events to on-demand replays, Crate Racing USA TV is your go-to for everything Crate Racing USA. Watch from anywhere at any time. Simply visit CrateRacingUSA.tv and never miss a lap. Welcome back to Crate Racing USA Live. We have our first guest on the line. And, you know, if you've been to Senoia Raceway or a track in the Atlanta area, I can almost guarantee at some point you've seen WesPro JCB on the side of a race car. And that's because of this man we have on the line right now, Wesley Scott. Wesley, welcome into Crate Racing USA Live.
Hey, Cody, how are you doing? Thanks for having me.
Glad to have you, man. I opened that up by saying that, and I made the comment before we got on the air that I could probably sit down and look at Victory Lane photos at Senoia and start ruling out cars that didn't have your name on the side. Your presence in that area and helping out drivers in that community has been so important, and I know deep down inside that's something I think is very special to you, to be able to get your brand on these race cars and help out some of these racers that are in the area.
I just truly love racing in general, right? I love almost every form of it, but I have a special place for dirt racing, and I understand what it takes from the track promoter perspective, from the fans to spend the money to go out. I mean, there's other opportunities they could go and do and entertain their family, and then what it takes for the racer. So I just feel like anything that I can do to help to keep that show going, that's what I enjoy to do. So.
And you know, you're one of the ones that work from the business side, and you get behind the wheel and race these cars as well. What's kind of the story when it comes to you and what you've got going on in your career? Obviously, what leads up to you wanting to race dirt late models? What's kind of your story that maybe some folks don't know?
Yeah, I grew up around racing. My dad raced dirt cars back in the late 70s and some in the 80s, and then as a kid, I always, probably like everybody else, I was a huge Dale Earnhardt fan, big Mike Head. It's funny to do so much business with Clint Smith now, and he helps us a lot, but I was a huge Cat Daddy fan, right? So I just was a huge fan of the sport and always wanted to race. And my dad gave me that opportunity when I was a teenager, and I got to do a little mini stock racing and then run some hobby stuff. And we went asphalt racing a little bit, and then I got married really early, right out of high school, and had kind of had to be put aside for a little bit, right? So, but I always wanted to get back and get to racing. So I kind of got the idea of, I just saw everybody that I knew that raced owned some sort of business, right? And I don't know that was accurate, but in my small head, that's how I felt. So then I kind of had this idea that if I was ever going to get back to do it, that I better do something to grow a business so that I could afford to do it. And so that's really what I set out to do. And my brother and I kind of got together and we did a few businesses over the few years. But really all of that, aside from taking care of my family, was all driven to, man, if I could make enough money to get to race. It sounds really simple-minded, but that's really what was driving me. So I've always had that desire. And I think we all wish we were, talented as say Clint or like Ashton or even, Austin Horton or some of the guys that we see race around us. But I'm not. I don't want to pretend that. So I just feel like I continue to work and help the people that maybe are and don't have that opportunity, and I'll just go out there and have some fun when I get the opportunity to. So.
And speaking of getting to have some fun, you race around Senoia. Obviously, we've seen you at Dixie some. When you think about Senoia for you and that racetrack, compare that to maybe going to Dixie, to the red clay, to being able to go at Senoia. What's it like to go out there on a Saturday night after say, for instance, 80 cars has been around there and that thing is slicked off? What can you compare that to?
Man, I don't know. There's not a lot to compare it to. I think for Senoia, it's that challenge of me. I love what the Pollards have done down there, what Clint and Chad and them are doing on a weekly basis. But it's so difficult to just learn that surface. And you see the guys like Matt Dooley who are really good there, who can just seem to correct as the groove changes. You can hop in. I tell people this a lot of time. I'm not too bad in an asphalt car, but you could go back to Tri-County Speedway today and look at exactly where your pickup points are, where you're going to get out of the throttle, where you get back in the throttle. It's going to be the same next July. And after that, there may be a little change as the asphalt wears, but you could go to Sonoma tonight and make perfect laps and then go back down there tomorrow night, and the groove is completely different. You get out of throttle in a different spot, and it's just a really challenging place, which makes it, I mean, for me, I enjoy that challenge. It seems to continue to whip me, but we're going to get it figured out at some point. So where at Dixie, it's more of just, I think you can just get in the groove and make good laps, and you almost make the same laps lap after lap. So
we're talking with Wesley Scott with WesPro JCB Atlanta. Well, let's talk about that. Obviously, the company, what you got going on right now in the Atlanta area, started out, and now you're growing. You guys have expanded, and I was reading that this year, I think it was back in February, you guys got awarded North America Top 30 Dealer Summit with 2 major awards. I mean, for you as an owner, what does that mean to you? That's a pretty special deal.
Yeah, man, thank you. It is really special. And it comes down really like racing. It's the people, right? We have some really, really great people on our team. And it was amazing to get, we were #1 retail dealer in North America last year, and then the #1 parts and service dealer. And that, to me, that's the part that's so important, because everybody's got a brand new machine. And we sell the JCB machine, so if you ask me, that's the best construction equipment out there, right? But if you're a Chevrolet fan, you stick with Chevrolet. If you're Ford, you're with Ford. But they're all going to break at some point, and it's really who takes care of you, who's going to be there when that thing does break, right? And so that's really what we built our business on. We got a great service team and really good people. Actually, most of the people probably you see around the racetrack, you know. So that makes me pretty proud. So we have expanded this year. We have our 2 locations currently, and then we're opening up Macon and Augusta. Hope to have both of those open by the end of the year. But we already have people working in those areas. Now we just need some brick and mortar in there.
So you mentioned that you and your brother got involved in a business. Where does the working around the heavy equipment come from? Kind of tell us that.
Yeah, so it's kind of ironic, because heavy equipment hadn't always been my forte. I was more of a forklift and material handling guy. I grew up, my grandfather owned a trucking and grading business, and so I was around tractors and things growing up. But then when I went into my career, we were in the forklift business and still are. My brother has MDS forklifts, but I got the opportunity from JCB. They were looking for a standalone dealer in in Atlanta, really trying to change the North American market. And, you know, as I sat down and looked at it, it was the business model is the same. It's kind of what I talked about before with the service. That's how we grew our forklift business, is by just taking care of customers and making sure that, you know, you were providing the service. When the machine breaks, we need to get it up and going and get it going as quick as possible. We need to have the trained technician and parts in stocks. And so we kind of took that same model and carried it to JCB. And so really we've kind of gotten a bath over the last 5 or 6 years in the construction world, moving from the material handling forklift business. So.
Of course, that business, for folks that are curious, for folks that may be interested in needing some product, where can they find it?
Yeah, so we're always available on our website at WesProJCB.com, and then we have our Atlanta office is over off Fulton Industrial. So right at Fulton Industrial and 285, and our newest facility on Goshen Springs Road in Norcross is that's our Taj Mahal, I like to say. It's straight up 85 right on the interstate. My poor kid's probably going to be paying for that for once I'm gone. So, but I think it's a beautiful facility, and the mechanics that are in there really they enjoy working. And it's funny, we have techs that say they didn't want to drive from the Atlanta side over to there until they went in the building and saw all the crane that we put in and what we did in the floors. And what we really wanted to do was provide that, I always say the Chick-fil-A experience. I want, anytime you go into Chick-fil-A, it's always clean and you got great service. And I wanted to provide that experience. Even though we work on dirty construction machines, I didn't want the dealership to feel that way. So I really want the customer to feel that Chick-fil-A experience when they walk in.
You mentioned a little bit there, the family. That's another thing that I think is pretty cool at the racetrack. You guys, the family goes to the racetrack, and now the family's involved in the racing.
Right. Yes, sir. Yeah. We have a big crew in there all the time. And my son is racing crates. Nobody knows this, and you'll be the first bringing it out. But we bought him a 604 to put in there for this weekend. So he's going to move from 602 to 604 this weekend. And, he's gotten better. He's won a few races over the last few years, and he's going through those teenage stages that I think they all go through. So if we get him under control, he's not too bad sometimes. So, but I love having my whole family there, and all of our friend group. I sort of got a little bit of I won't say a chastised, but I kind of got chewed out a little bit. I was some good criticism, I guess I would say, from Gary Winger this past week. He's like, man, you always have so many people there, and I know it's great, but I don't know how you focus to get in the race car to focus with all those people there. And he's right. He's 100% right. So, but I love it. I love having everybody there. It's just a great time for us at the racetrack. So.
And speaking of this past weekend, of course, Friday night, you guys came over to Cochran. Cochran has made some major changes. They've went to the gray clay, the gumbo style clay. And I'll ask you the question. I actually ask a few others this. Where is it similar to what you're normally racing on night in and night out at Sanoa? Where is the similarities? Did it even come close to the racing surface at Sanoa, how it felt?
I think so. Early in the night, it certainly was not, and that's where we were out in left field. It had way more grip than I expected. With a crate car, you can run that place wide open. Early in the night, it had a lot of grip, but then even in the last chance race, it slicked off enough to where it did drive similar to Sanoa. So it had that real slick feel, made it racy. I watched the feature both nights, and man, there was a lot of passing. It did start to rubber up a little bit on, looked like on Saturday, but I mean, sometimes there's not much you can do with that when it's 105 degrees, right? But I was impressed. I would go back to that facility, and I was really happy with the way they ran things. I'm not going to bash any other racetracks, but I had a friend that went to a different racetrack that had a small local show on Friday night, and we stayed for everything on Friday night, drove home almost 3 hours, and we were still home an hour and a half before he was to go to a local show not far away. So that's impressive with what you guys did at Cochran. So.
Yeah, and it was impressive to see, and that was, of course, my first time getting to see that new racing surface there as well. And I kept hearing how similar that they were as far as the dirt goes. But it's pretty neat that, in your area alone, you kind of have the luxury, and that's kind of the way I am in East Tennessee. You have the luxury to where you can really hit up a lot of racetracks in your area alone. And really, to be honest, none of them are really the same.
No, you're right. Yeah, you're exactly right. I love Adam's place over there at Talladega too, man. Especially the new wall. It's completely different than Sanoa or Cochran or Dixie. And sometimes it gets a cushion up there, and it's really fun to run against it. And other times it's around the bottom. So we are blessed with a lot of good racetracks. And I hate that we lost some. We have a lot, but Boyd was a great racetrack to me. I like that place up there, and hate to see it gone. That's really another reason why I try to do you can only do so much, but I want to try to help wherever I can. I want to see Adam succeed and Jamie succeed down at Penton. They're both great people, and they're trying to do their best to give back in. I don't think anybody gives them enough credit for the hours they put in, and so with so little return in it, right? None of us are in this for the money, and people think that racetrack owners or promoters are just getting greedy. But man, I think there's probably a lot of nights they go out of there at probably minimum wage at best if you count up the hours they put in. So.
Yeah, and that's something they consider what comes in the gate, but when you really sit down and you think about all the people that are actually working on that night, plus the purses and everything, you do the math. There's a lot of nights that the math don't always add up. So
that's right.
Very, very good point. Well, you being in the earth moving business and being in a dirt late model, one of the common things I'm sure is I'm sure you probably get some phone calls from some track owners. Hey, I've got this situation. What do I need to move this and move that? Any of those phone calls, track owners call in and say, what piece of equipment would be best if I did this?
Yeah, we actually do get that. I'm always happy to help with that as well. I mean, Adam is one of our skids over at Talladega, and Sonny has one at Sanoa, but I think if you'd ask him, he likes it so much he keeps it for himself. It's always at his farm. So So it's and then Jamie's got his own bit of equipment there 'cause he has his own construction company. But yeah, we do get those calls at times with just looking for help with either skid steer or wheel loader and something like that. And we're happy to help whenever we can. So.
Well, obviously, we know you're out on the racetrack. What's some things you're going to be into as far as racing the rest of the year? Obviously, we know that you race at Snow. Is there some other tracks maybe you may visit before the year's up?
Yeah, I'm hoping to get back to Talladega for sure this year. We were going a few weeks ago before it rained. We're going to Fairbury again. I had so much fun at Fairbury. That place is just cool. I always like going to Charlotte, although I don't know that it's necessarily the greatest racing. So we'll go there. And I don't know if this is a smart idea, but I bought a Durham all aluminum super engine, and I spent a lot of time with Ashton Winger and help him a bit. And so he's going to take me to do a little bit of super racing. Some places I'm smart enough to go when it's not the Florida Outlaws or even Hunt the Front. So we got a couple of those we're going to go try just to have some fun, right? And so I'm excited to get to do that. So I'm gonna run probably 3 or 4 super races this year, and then I can't leave off my boy Horton. He's leading that Topless Outlaw series. So I've got a topless motor that we're waiting to come back. That I heard it myself, but I'm probably gonna go with him for 1 or 2. So yeah, I don't know how the heck I'm gonna get it all done, but I got a lot that I'm trying to make sure we go do. So I got a lot of good help. Ashton helps me a lot. Gary does, and then Horton has even before that helped me a ton, and he's a big part of our business. I think people miss that piece of it where a lot of those guys that are racing at Sonoma and even some of the traveling series like the Topless, they miss the fact of how that those guys are full-time employees somewhere. And then still trying to do this. So I think people forget that he's taking on a role as our road manager. So he manages all of our road techs. So whenever he's racing, he's probably got his mind about as stretched as mine. So that's why you don't see him a lot at the racetrack. But I'm going to go with him to some of those topless races.
So you might be the first guest that we've ever had on the show that has ever turned laps at Fairbury. So what is that like? Obviously, all of us that haven't had a chance to be on it and race on it, we know it looks exciting on TV. We know it's exciting in person, but what's it like to whip around that little place?
Man, I tell you, I left there with such a big grin on my face. I actually talked to Adam Stewart on my way home. I don't even remember what I called him about, but or texted him about, but that place is so cool. It's a lot of fun. Everybody in that area seems to be accommodating. They all are part of it. I mean, it seems like the entire community was at the racetrack, right? We rode a 4-wheeler up to the gas station one day and just picked up some supplies, but the track is just cool. I don't even really know. I don't think it's like any other racetrack around here. The dirt is just never got slick. You could race 3 wide the whole time. It wasn't like just a ton of grip where you could just hammer down, but it wasn't so slick you had to just roll around the bottom. So it was neat. It's kind of like a black dirt, but a lot of fun. So that trip was great. Ashton won the super race, but me and Matt Dooley and Will McConnell went up there from here, and we all 3 made the show both nights, which made us pretty happy. And then we really had as much fun just racing the 3 of us as we did all the locals that were up there. So
we're talking with Wesley Scott with WesPro JCB. Well, you gave us a little bit earlier as far as your business goes for folks, maybe some folks that ain't in the Atlanta area, maybe some folks that want to go online and find some of your equipment and all that information. What do they need to do? Where can they find all the information, and where can they learn more about the product?
Yeah, thank you. So we have WesProJCB.com, and then we have a great social media team that probably have seen a lot of our TikToks, but you can look at any of our TikToks or Instagram, Facebook, all those social media places. And then we have remote sales guys out in the field. So we cover from just south of Macon all the way to the state line in South Carolina, and then all the way out to Augusta and up to Tennessee. So we have guys in the area, and we've been very blessed to be able to ship machines because there's so many corporate offices in Atlanta. So we'll sell machines in Atlanta and ship them all over the United States, really. So we've been blessed to do that. So yeah, look us up on the website and or give me a call on my cell phone. I say this all the time, and I think this is what one of the things, and I feel this way about everybody in our business, but it doesn't matter how big we get, I'll always have my cell phone number on the website. And I tell our customers all the time, I promise you, you won't go to the cat dealer and get the owner of that business on the phone, right? But you can call me on a Sunday, I'll answer the phone, or shoot me a text. We're going to get you taken care of. But yeah, look us up on the web and we'll be happy to take care of you.
Well, Wesley, we appreciate you giving us a little bit of your busy schedule, and we thank you for spending some time with us and look forward to seeing you at the track sometime here in 2026.
Yep, thank you, Cody.
Coming up, we'll preview this weekend. It's Magnolia, the 22nd Annual Governor's Cup. We'll talk that and recap Cochrane on the way. You're listening to Crate Racing USA Live.
Crate Racing USA Live. We'll return after this commercial break.
When performance matters, champions choose Hoosier Racing Tires. As the largest race tire manufacturer in the world, Hoosier produces over 1,000 different types of race tires, engineered for speed, precision, and winning results. With cutting-edge technology like a 300-mile-per-hour test wheel, a state-of-the-art production facility, and advanced mixing plant, Hoosier continues to lead the way in racing innovation worldwide. Hoosier Racing Tires. We fuel passion, pride, and success with our tires designed for champions. Order today at HoosierTire.com or call 574-784-3152. Hoosier Racing Tires. Tires designed for champions.
Racers are dedicated to winning. And Chevrolet Performance's 3 factory-sealed circle track crate engines can help you get to the checkered flag first. Whether you're a weekend warrior or a touring hero, on dirt or pavement, Chevrolet Performance circle track crate engines are engineered to win. Right out of the box.
I'm Matt Williamson. You know, the thing with the VP Racing Oil is we trusted the fuel for so many years that it was easy to switch to the oil, and we're glad we did. The stuff is phenomenal. It's the best oil out there, and we have all the confidence in the world in every fluid we run on the race car because it comes from VP.
VP Fuel and Lubricants is the only oil and lubricants that we use in our 3-car program, and it's the only one we trust for that.
In racing, every edge matters. Next Racing Wheels may be new to the scene, but behind the name is over 35 years of innovation from Taylor TJ Weld. Built with 100% CNC precision, Next Wheels feature a one-piece center, bolted outer half, and an O-ring seal, eliminating leaks and weak points. And with bead screw technology, you get superior tire retention without the hassle of bead locks. Stronger, lighter, built to handle the abuse while reducing deflection for better traction and balance. Plus, the bolt-together design means faster repairs and more money in your pocket. Innovation, performance, value. Check us out at nextracingwheels.com or find us on Instagram. Next Racing Wheels. The future is next.
Feel the thunder. Experience the heart-pounding action of Crate Racing USA. From dirt tracks across the South. Catch every lap, every pass.
3 wide, just momentarily for the
every victory with Crate Racing USA TV.
The modified main event on this Friday night.
Watch live events or dive into on-demand replays anytime. Whether it's a single night shootout or a full weekend of racing, you're in control. Never miss a moment. Watch from anywhere. Visit CrateRacingUSA.tv now for upcoming events and full race replays. Crate Racing USA TV, America's leader in racing.
The Batman Design start zone. 30 laps from now. Round 8 will be complete. We are underway and 3 wide at the stripe. He'll jump around the nose of Matt Dooley. They'll go into turns 1 and 2. Out of turn 2 they go. Will Harrington will hold the 3rd spot for now. Oh, and Hayden Cardwell is slow down the back straightaway. We'll see if we stay green. Are we green? Yes. Lap 1. Give it to Joseph Brown. I love seeing the Davey Allison throwback on the 121 of the Dublin, Georgia driver. As the field continues to pace its way through. Okay, gaggle of cars. Joey Armistead, we've seen him, mentioned him trying to keep that streak of top 10s going. Right now, he will get around with 24, and Joey Armistead running 6th. Off of turn 4, Will Harrington will go door to door with Bubba Rolling. Rolling's not going to give it away. The 515 will continue to hold on to that spot as Joseph Brown can't seem to get around Jimmy Thomas right now. Brown committed to that top side, and off turn 4, he will rocket past the 22. Joseph Brown picking him up and putting him down. In the meantime, Will Harrington has took the 2nd spot away from Bubba Rolling. And Rolling's off the pace. Bubba is off the pace, and the caution is going to come out. Bubba Rolling is slow at the top of turn 1 and 2, and the caution flag has come out. Noah, back on August the 19th of 2023. He would like to go back to victory lane with the series. They get into the Matman Design restart zone. We're back underway, and here comes Will Harrington. Harrington on the top side. He'll dive down to the bottom. Oh, boy, 3 cars fighting for 1. Matt Dooley's going to get the 5 off the bottom. Here comes Matt Dooley. Joey Armistead's going to go 3 wide for 3rd. Armistead to the inside, put the 21 up to 2nd. Door to door with Harrington off turn 4. Oh, my. Harrington will look back to the inside. He'll take the 2nd spot. Armistead's going to miss the bottom. Him and Matt Dooley slide up the racetrack. Can PL come through? PL will get 1. Dooley slips off the racing surface. Oh, boy. Top side, here we go again. Joey Armistead off of turn 4. He will stay in front of Pearson Lee Williams. Entertaining tonight at Cochran. Oh, man, and Matt Dooley washes up just a little. He opens the door for Cam Boyd. I tell you what, the second half of the field, they're still 3 wide. 16th, 17th, 18th, all the way back through the last 20. They're 3 wide through the second half of the field. Still Joseph Brown out front, 16 of 30 complete right now, looking for another win to notch into his belt. Win number 8, if he can hang on to it. Gap back to Will Harrington right now, 1.871. It's in. A caution comes out as Dusty Jones has slowed at the top of turn 2. And the 888 will bring out the caution, and that means another restart is coming. Man, oh man. Into turns 3 and 4, back to the Batman Design restart zone. We're back underway. Brown on the bottom. Here comes Will Harrington. He will get it wound up. He'll dive into 1 and 2. Everybody fights for the bottom in 1 and 2. Pearson Lee Williams. Oh, man, and Cam Boyd just went 3 for 2. Cam Boyd up the 3rd. Man, the bottom opened up when Joey Armistead missed the bottom. Pearson Lee Williams and Joey Armistead both went backwards, but Cam Boyd, Peyton Stevenson all came through, and that'll be 3rd and 4th right now. Joey Armistead's going to try to get the top side warmed back up. 3 wide off turn 2. Will it work? Just enough room on the top side. How about who had Brandon McDaniel on your bingo card? He's up to 3rd, trying to hang on. Cam Boyd, though, holds that final spot in the podium. How long can he hang on to it? Joey Armistead back up to the top side, not missing anything up front. Joseph Brown and Will Harrington pretty much, I'm going to say, about a half a turn out front of the leaders. Or they are the leaders out in front of Cam Boyd. Boyd's trying to hold off Joey Armistead, and I think at this point, he's trying to make that 44 as wide as it can be. Oh, and Pearson Lee Williams up off the racetrack off turn 2. We'll see if he can get it back to the racing surface. The 121 will come up to the top, and there's the yellow. Pearson Lee Williams slipped off the reservation on the back straightaway, and then the car fires back up. It's the magical switch. 8th. Between 3rd and 8th before you find the next win. We're back underway in the Matman Design restart zone. Will Harrington gets another launch off turns 1 and 2. Down to the bottom he goes. Joey Armistead trying to make the middle line work. Oh boy, Austin Yarborough got crossed up. He's going to go backwards. So did Cam Boyd. Cam Boyd got backwards as well. Lost 3 spots. Off turn 4, it's still Joseph Brown. Joey Armistead up to 3rd. Down into 1 and 2 they go. Brandon McDaniel's got that bottom working. Can McDaniel take the 3rd spot? Indeed he will. 17 will get a half a car length in front of Armistead. 23 laps in the books of our 30. The rest of the field, man, oh man, it's 2 and 3 wide through the second half of the field. It is I-75 traffic through Atlanta on July 4th. It's the best way to compare it. Out of turn 4, it's still Joseph Brown showing the way in this one. He has led the whole way. Joey Armistead, though, he is still battling. That 17 of Brandon McDaniel. That's the final spot on the podium. We got one slow, and Cam Boyd's broke. Cam Boyd's got a flat right rear tire, and the caution's going to come out again. Win. They're going to have to pull it from the grasp of that 92 as he makes his way back into the Matman Design restart zone. We're back underway at Cochran. On the bottom is Brown. Here comes on that top side will be Will Harrington. We slow it down. Oh, man, nose to tail. We're going to go for 1 and 2. Oh, Griffin Smith got sideways. He's going to lose some prime real estate. Austin Yarborough will take advantage of it. Yarborough's going to come towards the top 5, and Joseph Brown will see 5 laps to go at Cochran. And the yellow comes out. And Griffin Smith, who saved himself down in 1 and 2, has turned the 22 around in the bottom of 3 and 4, and we go yellow once again. Trying to pick up win number 3 of 2026. We're back underway in the Matman Design restart zone. Will Harrington again, going to get a good run. He'll dive down to the bottom. Armisted's going to try to hang on to that final podium spot. Brandon McDaniel went door to door with him down into 1 and 2. Armistead will stay third. Down the back straightaway will go the 92 of Joseph Brown with Will Harrington in tow. Good 3-car battle for third right now, but it's still out front Joseph Brown. Oh, and Joey Armistead went to the top of 1 and 2, I guess to see if there was something there, and he's going to open the door for Peyton Stevenson. Peyton said, if you're going to open this bottom, I'm going to go after it, especially down here in 1 and 2. They'll drag race down the front straightaway. Came in with the 26-point advantage. 2 wins on the season coming in and down the back straightaway into turns 3 and 4. Night 1 of Christmas in July. Break out the stocking because Joseph Brown just stuffed it. Joseph Brown wins night 1. Second to Will Harrington. Third to Joey Armistead. Peyton Stevenson fourth, and Brandon McDaniel rounds out your top 5. Tell you what, you went off the racetrack on lap 1 of qualifying. Then you come back out and set fast time, and this thing was just a hot rod through that feature. Really no trouble at all. Some good momentum, too.
Yeah, awesome. It's like a home race, kind of. I haven't been here in a few years, and, man, we raced here every week. That's what me and my wife was talking about on the way here. We raced here every week for a long time with my sportsman car when I first started. So this place means a lot to me as far as, I'm not saying it owes me one, but I've led some big races here and give them back. So good to outrun Will. Will's a tough competitor around here, too. He gets around this place. But I want to dedicate my win to Janice Garnto. Her husband passed away a few months ago, and every time she'd come watch me race every time we come over here, and I've never forgot the people that were there at the beginning when I first started. So thanks to all my crew. Ethan, he worked his butt off with the signals right there in that feature. You don't know where Will's going to be. He can make something happen better than anybody I've ever seen. So thanks to my wife, my little girl.
Night number 1 at the Cochran Motor Speedway saw the points leader, Joseph Brown, get it done for the 3rd time this season as he picked up the $2,500 payday in the 30-lap main event on Friday night. Night number 1 of Christmas in July at the Cochran Motor Speedway, a place that where, as he mentioned coming up, he has quite a few laps around Cochran Motor Speedway. But it was a good night for a few other drivers, including runner-up Will Harrington. He finished 2nd. Joey Armistead, he was 3rd. He extended his streak of top 10 finishes. Peyton Stevenson was 4th. Brandon McDaniel round out the top 5. It was Matt Dooley, Hayden Cardwell, Jordy Nipper, Austin Yarborough, and Chase Giddens rounding out the top 10. Another top 10 for Austin Yarborough, trying to keep within striking distance of Joseph Brown. It was a 26-point advantage for Joseph going into the weekend. He tried to keep it as close as possible. Night 1 in the books. We shift to night number 2. Here's how things went down. Joseph Brown down the back straightaway. They'll make their way to the Matman Design start zone. Cochran Motor Speedway for the 396th time all-time. It's time to get it on. Brown will have the top side in 1 and 2. He'll have the advantage off turn 2. Dusty Jones will fight back. They'll pan out 3-4 wide through the rest of the field. Battle for the lead going into turns 3 and 4. Jones will watch Joseph Brown lead lap 1. He'll stay in tow. Then it's Griffin Smith fighting over Peyton Stevenson. as Peyton Stevenson is now starting to work on the 888 of Dusty Jones. Totally different racing surface than what we saw earlier in the day for these drivers. Diesel's around. Diesel Jones is around in front of the second half of the field, and the caution flag comes out, and you've seen it. It looked like him and Griffin Smith were door to door down here in turns 1 and 2, and around went the 46. Caution number 1 will come out, and it does so on lap number 3. And nose to nose, 2 of the series points drivers. You know, it's been a weekly grind. We've been at it for 5 of the last 6 weeks on the road, and it has been adrenaline pouring for the top 8 in the points to try to stay in this hunt for the championship. And this first caution comes out on lap number 3. Nose to nose. It looked like they were door to door into turns 1 and 2, and Jones was on the bottom. And the 40 and 22 of Smith. And here you see it. Oh, man, and it looked like, couldn't really tell from that angle. I couldn't really tell if maybe it looked like Diesel might have caught some kind of rut. Looked like that car kind of jumped and shifted to the right. And Griffin Smith had nowhere to go, and that's where the contact came from. You seen the right rear, or the inside, the left rear was crinkled on the 46, so was the right side. And now they're working to try to get themselves back in line. Back to the Matman Design restart zone after that delay. We come back at it, looking for lap 4. We're underway. And to my knowledge, everybody is still on the racetrack. Cam Boyd, he was battling some overheating, and Cam Boyd wanted to start at the tail end of the field. Back to work we go. Jones, he'll go to the inside of Diesel Jones to the inside of Dusty Jones. The Jones family, not related at all. Battle for second into turns 1 and 2. Jones on the bottom. I can't say that. It's Diesel on the bottom. It's Dusty on the top side. Diesel Jones will prevail. He'll take the second spot. Down into turns 3 and 4. Matt Dooley's going to go 3 wide underneath of Peyton Stevenson. Dooley's got the 18 working. Matt Dooley. Keep an eye on him. This thing slicks off. They compare it to Sonoma Raceway. But out front, it's still Joseph Brown, Wyatt Coffey, and Peyton Stevenson. How about it for the Virginia driver? Wyatt Coffey in only his 3rd career series start, and he is starting to move through the field. He'll go up to the 4th spot. He'll go to the 5th spot. As they continue to battle, Peyton Stevenson's right there in the Scooby-Doo machine. Top 5 last night for him, and Austin Yarborough. Haven't talked about Austin all weekend long in that blue and black 18. He needs a good night. Remember, he was 44 points back. 44 points back. Oh, and Cam Boyd is slow at the top of 2. We'll see if he gets off the racetrack. He does. Never mind. That's the back half of the field. Caleb Gay right there towards the end of the top 10. That's Jordy Nipper at 11th. Pearson Lee Williams run at 12th. Will Harrington not having the night he wanted. He's run at 13th. And the Brown, Joseph Brown has caught the tail end of the field, and Diesel Jones has caught him. Diesel's working that top side. I don't think Joseph knows that top side has really become an option, and it has over the last few laps down here at turns 1 and 2. They'll both go to the top this time. They'll cross the stripe. 15 of our 40 complete, 5 away from halfway, and we got a battle for the lead. Joseph Brown out front, Diesel Jones running in second. Matt Dooley just saying, hey, keep fighting, I'll be there in just a minute. Off the top of turn 4 comes Joseph Brown again. He'll look to the outside of Jonah Bozeman. Door to door with Bozeman, looking to put the 22 a lap down. He can't get by him in the middle of 1 and 2. And Matt Dooley has made this a 3-car race. Lap 17 coming at you right now. Joseph Brown flirting with the top of the racetrack. You can tell he's got his hands full, especially on the entrance of turn 3. Watch him drive that car. They're inching closer now to Griffin Smith. Griffin, oh man, and lost some prime real estate. That time was Joseph Brown, and here comes Diesel Jones. Can he get the top side of the racetrack working? The car that's going to be there right in front of him is the car that they tangled with on that opening lap. Jones can't make it happen off 2. Griffin Smith's going to try to stay on the lead lap here as Joseph Brown will show him the nose. Here comes Diesel Jones. Jones to the top side, Brown on the bottom. Side by side off turn 4 at the stripe by a Hoosier tire length. It's Joseph Brown. Here comes Diesel Jones. Jones will make the pass on the 92. Change for the lead coming on lap number 19. And the caution comes out. We got one around in turn 4, and the first caution flag will fly as Diesel Jones takes the lead away from Joseph Brown. 19 of our 40 in the books. Almost had a pass for the lead, but now Matt Dooley. He will put his name in the hat. We're back into the Matman Design Restart Zone. We are back underway at Cochran. And Wyatt Coffey. Look at the 2. Starting to work towards the 4th spot. Can he get by Dusty Jones? Austin Yarborough, 2 for 1 off of turn 2. How about the 18 up to 4th? How about that move on the bottom? Austin Yarborough trying to get as many points as he can. He's got to stay in touch with that 92. 44 points back coming into the weekend. And Brian Green has got the 18 of Yarborough on the move right now as they complete lap 23. Still out front, Joseph Brown, Diesel Jones, Matt Dooley, your top 3 right now. As the second half of the field awaits. If we stay green, there's a good chance we get back there as Will Harrington, Joey Armistead. That's been a pretty good battle so far in this one. They've been beating sheet metal as they try to inch closer to the top 5. And Hayden Cardwell. Hayden Cardwell's on the move too. He started 18th. Bring Hayden Cardwell up to the 10th spot. As the battle for second, they start beating and banging on each other. They're going to let the 92 run away. Off turn 4 we go. Dooley on the bottom. Diesel Jones on the outside, and the leader right in front of him. Brown jumps back to the bottom. Diesel Jones stays up top. Jonah Bozeman's going to slow the run of the 18 of Matt Dooley, and Dooley's going to slip up, and Diesel Jones will be there. Behind them, 2 more points regulars. Austin Yarborough, Bubba Rolling. He's still climbing the ladder. A dandy of a battle shaping up in the top 5, but it is still Joseph Brown out front right now. 3 wide for 3rd. Can Austin Yarborough shoot the gap? He will not, but Matt Dooley, unfortunately, going to fall back to another spot. Yarborough on the bottom. 34 of 40 complete. Oh, and Jordy Nipper's slow. He'll take the right-hand turn. He leaves the racing surface. The one end's done. Off turn 4, Joseph Brown. We'll see what is 2 laps to go. 37th career start for the driver at Pine Mountain Valley, Georgia. He dedicated a win last night to a race fan that had supported him here for a long time. The points leader comes into Cochran. Many a laps around this place, many of opportunities to score victories. And down the back straightaway he'll go and into turns 3 and 4. Oh, and we got one around. Pete Stevenson is around in turn 2, but the checkered flag will fly. Joseph Brown sweeps the weekend at Cochran. Second to Diesel Jones. 3rd will go to Bubba Rolling. Your 4th place finisher, we'll see. It'll be Austin Yarborough, and Wyatt Coffey rounds out the top 5. Well, last night was kind of a cruise to victory. Had to earn this one tonight. About lap 19, Diesel got the top side working. What's going through your mind when you see him sweep off 2?
I just got my dumb ass lost out there. I caught that traffic, and I don't know what I was thinking. I kept moving around trying to, I could smell it cleaning up, but I couldn't find it. And Ethan's over there telling me to get down. I get down, and I go so slow around there, I wasn't no good. Just sometimes the racing gods are looking after you, and tonight there was. So just lucky that caution came out. I feel like if he'd have rolled me right there, it was going to be hard for me to get back by him. But, man, what an awesome race car. That's a heck of a weekend for me. I've come over here and run 2nd, 3rd, and hit the wall for 10 grand over here leading, and just very fortunate. I've got great people behind me, and appreciate Cochran Motor Speedway being back to life. It's awesome to see late models here again. We haven't got to come a bunch since they opened, and it's a little different when we rolled out there for that feature. We didn't see Chris watering the racetrack for no reason, so shout out to Cochran Motor Speedway, man. It's awesome to see a racetrack still open, and thank you, great fans, for coming out. Keep supporting this place. We got to have it, and if we don't, we ain't going to get to race, and there's a lot of us, we ain't got nothing to do other than race.
Start number 37, win number 9 for Joseph Brown. The Columbus Flash led all 40 laps on Saturday night, but it was not without contest as Diesel Jones made a rally about the halfway point in that, actually made the pass for the lead, but the caution flag came out before the cars got back to the start-finish line, which reverted back to the last scoring lap, which gave Joseph Brown the lead back, and he did not look back. Career win number 9 for Joseph Brown, and it extended that oh-so-important points lead for him heading into this weekend. 52 points now separate him from Austin Yarborough. Diesel Jones now 92 points back in the third spot. Those wins are so huge for Joseph right now. Joey Armistead was the biggest winner of the weekend. He went into the weekend 6th in points. He left 4th in the points. He's now 114 points back in 4th. Bubba Rolling stayed in the 5th spot after a tough night Friday night. Man, you got to wonder what if on Friday night if he could keep that top 5 run going and then back it up with that 3rd place finish that he had on Saturday night. And then it's Griffin Smith in 6th, Chase Giddens in 7th, Jonah Bozeman rounds out the top 8. Those are the drivers with perfect attendance. Then it's Hayden Cardwell 9th, and Jake Knowles rounds out the top 10. As far as the finishers go on Saturday night, well, as we mentioned, it was a really good night for a few drivers, with Joseph picking up the win. 2nd place was Diesel Jones. 3rd was Bubba Rolling. And then it was Austin Yarborough rounding out the top 4 with Wyatt Coffey, the driver from Virginia, coming down, finishing out the top 5. Will Harrington 6th, Caleb Gay 7th. Hayden Cardwell, the 2nd straight top 10 of the weekend, would be 8th. Pearson Lee Williams 9th. And Brandon McDaniel would have 2 top 10s this past weekend. He would come home 10th. And unfortunately for Joey Armistead, that streak of top 10s came to an end on Saturday night as he finished in the 11th spot. So the series now turns its attention to the MAG coming up on Saturday night. It's the 22nd annual Governor's Cup. And man, if you look at the list of names that have won the Governor's Cup, just to name a few: Billy Moyer, Ronnie Johnson, Randy Weaver, how about Chris Wall, Spencer Hughes, Chad Thrash. Most recently, Josh Putnam in 23, Ricky Weiss in 24, and last year's series champion Jeremy Steele in 2025. But you can also look at the list of names who have won Crate Racing USA events there. Johnny Stokes, Ronnie Johnson. How about Justin McCree, Evan Ellis, and Riley Hickman, just to name a few. Oh, by the way, Darrell Lanigan has a Crate Racing USA Dirt Late Model Series win back in 2017 at the MAG, along with Will Harrington, Mark Whitener, and, of course, Ricky Weiss, just to name a few. It's going to be exciting this weekend. Mother Nature, please, come on. We're crossing fingers, hoping that we can keep the rain away. I know there is some weather in the forecast for Saturday. Keep an eye on the Crate Racing USA social media pages, and, of course, you can keep an eye on CrateRacingUSA.com. We will update you as soon as we know anything, if there's any changes to this weekend, but we will keep our fingers crossed that we can get this weekend in at the Magnolia Motor Speedway. That will be kind of the summer break for the series, because it will be August 21st and 22nd before the series is back in action. On the 21st, it'll be a $2,500 to win at Penton Raceway, and on the 22nd, it'll be a $3,000 to win at Sonoa Raceway. That'll be the first of 2 Sonoa races, literally within 3 races of each other. So we'll be spending a lot of time down in Sonoa. Well, it wasn't only just the Crate Racing USA Dirt Late Model Series in action this weekend. The Crate Racing USA Late Model Sportsman Tour returned, and the 3rd annual Rumble at the Ridge took place. Of course, it was a non-points night on Friday night, which saw the points leader pick up the win, Dustin Harris. But it was on Saturday night. Another new winner added his name to the list. It was G-Money. Griffin Jones out of Ryan, Georgia, going the victory lane on Saturday night. He picked up the win in front of R.J. Emerson, who finished 2nd both nights at Pine Ridge. Brody Thompson rounded out the podium in 3rd. It was Joey Tucker 4th, Spencer Moore 5th. Mark McCoy was 6th. It was Chance Inman going in 7th. Points leader Dustin Harris 8th, Brandon Lunsford 9th, and Caleb Ashby rounded out the top 10. That's how it shook up on Saturday night. Now the points for the Crate Racing USA Late Model Sportsman Tour. Oh boy, it is a dandy of a dogfight right now. Dustin Harris still has the points lead as we walk out of Pine Ridge. Griffin Jones behind him by 2 points. Then it's Caleb Ashby in 3rd, back 18. Joey Tucker back 28, along with Brody Thompson back 28. And then there's a pretty good gap back to Devin Watley, who is 6th. 6th in the standings. For the Crate Racing USA late model sportsmen, they will set idle this weekend. They await the MAG as well. No, they won't be there this weekend. They'll be here August the 7th through the 8th for the 602 World Championship. It will pay $5,000 to win on that Saturday night. A big payday for the Crate Racing USA Late Model Sportsman Tour. They'll have an open practice on Thursday, August the 6th, preliminary action on August the 7th, and then, of course, the B-Mains and the feature will take place on Saturday night, August the 6th. And then they get to come join us at Penton on August the 21st and Snowa August the 22nd. That's what's going on in the Crate Racing USA Late Model Sportsman ranks. It was a fun weekend, both series on the road, and a lot of good entertainment both at Cochran and this past weekend at Pine Ridge. You can get all the details. Go to CrateRacingUSA.com. You can also go to My Race Pass and type in Crate Racing USA Dirt Late Model Series or Cruza Late Model Sportsman Tour to see all the details, schedules, points, and a whole lot more. That's how everything happened this past weekend on the touring side. It's time to welcome our second guest of the night. Coming up, he was a winner on Saturday night at the Whynot Motorsports Park, and you'd better keep an eye on him this weekend at Magnolia when the series rolls to town. The 2.0 of Nick Thrash. He joins us next. You're listening to Crate Racing USA Live.
Crate Racing USA Live will return after this commercial break.
Need speed? Need parts? Need results? Head to Knowles Race Parts and Bodies in Rome, Georgia. Your one-stop shop for everything racing. From a full line of race parts, shock and setup services, to VP Racing fuels and lubricants, Hoosier Racing tires, and Chevrolet Performance Circle Track engines, Knowles has what it takes to get you to victory lane. Plus, with many parts in stock, you won't be waiting when it matters most. Have questions? They've got answers and the experience to back it up. Remember, Knowles knows race parts and bodies. Call 678-414-4655 or email cdkknowles66@hotmail.com today.
When it comes to race day safety, don't take chances. The Fire Suit Lady has you covered. Velocita by Melissa Markowitz is your go-to source for top quality safety gear, including SFI certified suits, gloves, shoes, and head and neck restraints, plus the latest 2025 Snell rated ZAMP helmets. Whether you're gearing up for the first time or upgrading your equipment, Melissa will make sure you get the right fit and the right protection. Trust experience. Trust safety. Velocita by Melissa Markowitz. Don't take chances.
Looking to transform your outdoor space? Look no further than Bama Sheds. As a family-owned and operated business, we understand your needs. That's why we offer no credit check, rent-to-own options. Enjoy free delivery and setup within 35 miles of our 4 convenient locations. Whether you need a shed, pole barn, garage, or carport, we've got you covered. Visit our website at BamaSheds.com or call 256-268-8484. Bama Sheds, where quality meets affordability and your outdoor dreams become reality.
Scorpion Race Cars, home of the Scorpion chassis in Phoenix City, Alabama, is your home for anything racing. From complete cars to any level of fabrication or repairs you need. We're a dealer for all the top brands of racing parts, fuel, and more. Need a complete setup? Give us a call today for your appointment. 334-448-0604. Scorpion Race Cars has over 50 years experience in the business. Find us on Facebook at Scorpion Race Cars or call us today. 334-448-0604.
The baddest street stocks on the planet return to Whynot in 2026. Don't miss the Southern Street Stock Nationals, featuring the Crate Racing USA Street Stocks in a must-see weekend. Over 200 plus entries 1 year ago, and entertainment all weekend long, including live music. It's the Southern Street Stock Nationals at Whynot Motorsports Park, August 12th through the 15th. It's a must-see weekend. Be there.
Race fans have a home on Speed Sport 1. Feel the roar of IHRA Outlaw Nitro Series. Experience the power of American muscle with the Trans Am Series presented by Pirelli. Speed Sport 1 has a wide variety of motorsports competition that will satisfy your inner racer, from IMCA dirt track action to Ferrari Challenge North America. Speed Sport 1 is 24/7. Go to speedsport1.com for details and viewing options.
Get your 2026 Crate Racing USA membership today online at CrateRacingUSA.com. That's right. You can save time at registration and cut down on the paperwork by getting your membership online. With your membership, you can compete at 30-plus sanctions tracks across the Southeast and compete for national points plus touring events as well. Get all the information at CrateRacingUSA.com. Welcome back to Crate Racing USA Live. We have our second guest on the line tonight, the driver from Meridian, Mississippi. He went to Victory Lane on Saturday night at Whynot, Nick Thrash. Nick, welcome to Crate Racing USA Live.
Hey, man, appreciate you having me on.
Glad to have you on Victory Lane on Saturday night at Whynot. Fourth victory of the 2026 Crate Racing USA National Points season. Tell us about the win on Saturday night.
Yeah, thank you. It was a good race, actually. It was one of the funner races I've ever been a part of. I qualified 6th and started 6th, so I wasn't sure how my car was going to be come feature time, and honestly, it really wasn't how I wanted it to be. But why not? You usually can find a place to make your car work if you, and I can usually do that around the top at Whynot pretty good. So I got up on the cushion and just let it eat, and kind of made some ground up there halfway through the race, and was able to catch Bailey. Callahan was leading, and he had a pretty good lead. I was able to catch him and pass him, and then we had a heck of a battle there for a couple of laps. I really liked racing with Bailey, and we always race each other clean, and I was just able to get ahead of him there before the checkered flag.
Yeah, and Whynot? Everybody talks about Whynot and Magnolia. You're down there, part of that. For folks that come to town, they're amazed at how both of these close races. What makes them both so special?
Well, I mean, I'm really fortunate to get to race at them two tracks every week or every other week, and to me, they're two of the best tracks in the country. And, I mean, I may be a little biased because they're my home tracks, but Whynot, to me, just races. Whynot especially puts on some of the best racing when the track's right. When it widens out and gets slick, it usually has a cushion up near the wall, and you can always run the bottom and the middle. When it gets nice and slick, it puts on some really great racing. And Magnolia, of course, it's known for the black ice and being real slick, and you can usually race all over it too. So they're just really good racetracks, and it kind of spoils us because we race at them two every week, and they're two of the best in the country. So when we go race somewhere else, we realize how good we've got it.
Yeah, and what a 2026 it's been for you so far as the national point side of things goes. 17 features for you, 14 top fives in those 17 features. Man, that's pretty impressive, including 9 straight top fives in those last 9 starts. I mean, that's for yourself, man. That's a pretty impressive stat.
Yeah, I didn't even realize that we were third in the points. I guess I honestly just hadn't really looked, and I guess before this weekend we were third. I'm guessing we're still third, but we kind of started out a little slow. I had a great year last year, and was able to have my best year yet, and was able to pick up a lot of wins. And this year we actually started out a little slower than I would have liked. Just my car was a little off starting the year, and I mean, not bad, but I just wasn't as fast as I was to end the year last year. But we finally got it turned around, and I still don't feel as good as I did last year, honestly. But it's still good enough to get some wins, and hopefully we're headed in the right direction.
Well, this coming weekend, Magnolia hosts the 22nd Annual Governor's Cup. You got your first career Rogers Dabbs Performance Parts Crate Racing USA Dirt Late Model Series top 5. In that event a year ago, you finished 4th. What's the mindset going into this weekend where you've got drivers from out of town coming to your playground, so to speak, on Friday and Saturday?
Yeah, I'm excited. I still kick myself a little bit for last year. I started outside pole, and we had such a great year again, like last year, and we were really good at Magnolia, and I was really looking forward to that race. And I was able to win my heat race to start outside pole, and honestly, we just missed the setup. Like I knew that I was really good. I was pretty good at the beginning of the race, but that 22 car, I can't remember his name, but the guy that won the race, he got ahead of me, and I was good, and I couldn't catch him. And I knew that the track was going to go away, and that I was just going to get freer and freer as the race went on. So I knew I was going to end up in a bind. So and I ended up falling back, and he drove away from me. He was really good. So and I ended up falling back to fourth. But I kind of kicked myself when we got back to the shop. I got to looking at the car, and we just missed a couple things and didn't cross our T's and dot our I's like we probably should have on just a few things on the setup. And I'm not saying that would have made me win the race, but probably would have gave me a better chance. So we're going to try to make sure we do that this week and get everything in line.
Of course, you got the win last year in the Cotton Picking 100 on the crate side of things. What would it mean to you to be able to get that thing accomplished on Saturday in front of the hometown crowd?
Man, that'd be great. That'd be my biggest win of my career for sure, $10,000. That would really help the racing program for sure. I'm sure my caller, Mr. Ronnie, would love that. But no, that would be great. And I never won a national race, a crate race in the national race. And, of course, that's something that everybody that runs crates, they want to do that. So that would be my biggest win probably. I still count the Fall Classic. Even I won it in 602 and I won it last year, I guess. But my 602, the first time I won the Fall Classic, to me, that's my biggest career win, not monetarily, but with it being my family's race, and winning that was, I guess, my biggest win. But if I was able to get it 10,000 this weekend, that would probably top it.
Well, let's talk about your racing career. Kind of for the folks at home, obviously in the state of Mississippi, they see the name Thrash. What's the background for you? What's kind of the history? What get where you are now? What kind of got you into racing, and what puts you in the 2.0?
Well, I never had a choice whether I was going to be or not. I was born. I don't know how old I was when I was at a racetrack, but I promise it wasn't very old. And my family, the Thrash name, like you said, it's been in racing for way before I was ever alive. And honestly, I don't know where it started. Probably my Uncle Charles and my Aunt Janie, his wife, her family raced and got him involved, I believe. And then he is my dad's older brother. And so when he got involved, my dad and their brothers, they kind of all just got involved way before I was ever born. And so when I come along, my cousin Chad was racing, and my Uncle Kyle used to race, and my Uncle Charles actually promoted races and promoted Whynot and promoted what used to be Queen City Speedway back in the day. And my dad flagged at all those. And so I just grew up in the pits at the races, and that was what I always wanted to do. And so I helped, I guess growing up, I helped Chad on his car, what little bit I could do as a little kid, scraping mud and probably getting in the way. But I just wanted to be, at the races. I grew up sitting in the bleachers with my mom and my granny, and while my daddy flagged, and that's just what I did every Saturday night. So when I always wanted to race, but back when I was growing up, kids didn't have a race car when they were 10 and 12 like they do now. So I begged for a go-kart for years, and my parents finally got me one when I was 11. And so I raced go-karts. We raced go-karts for about 4 years. So when I was 15, my dad, we were able to get a crate car, and I ran Subaru a time, a year or two with some different teams, and had some decent years. And about 3 years ago, Mr. Ronnie Davis called me up, or called my dad up actually, and asked if I would drive his car one Saturday night. He had a nice car, a Blumen's car, and I said, sure, I'd love to get in the car that night. So I got in it, and we had a pretty good run, I think. And the next year, he just told me it was mine. I could drive it. So we've been driving for him and Miss Ashley. It's been going really good. So I'm really blessed to get to race for him and get to drive really good equipment.
What's the significance of the 2.0? I know everybody sees the number. Tell the folks that what is the definition of having that on the side of the car?
So it all started before I was ever involved. It's come from Mr. Ronnie and Miss Ashley, and that's their car and their number and their deal. So what I believe, the story that I've heard is they were race fans. They went to Whynot, and they just like to go to the race and watch, hang out with their friends and stuff. Mr. Ronnie, I guess, decided he wanted a car, or somebody talked him into getting a car. Somehow he ended up with a race car, and had a couple different people driving it. Well, it was red. The first one he had was red, and his grandson, I think it was Travis's grandson, said, that thing looks like Lightning McQueen. So sure enough, when it came time to put a wrap on it, it got a Lightning McQueen wrap and got eyeballs and a mouth put on the front of it, and it was Lightning McQueen. So they ran that car. He had a few different people drive it for a couple of years, and then he got a black Bloomquist car. He upgraded to a Bloomquist car that was black, and so I guess Travis again said, well, that car looks like Storm. So sure enough, it became Storm, and that's how he ended up with Lightning McQueen and Storm, and it's been that way ever since. So when I started driving for him, you know, if I was going to drive his car, it was going to be Storm and Lightning McQueen. So and when I first started driving for him, I was kind of like, you know, I don't know about driving a cartoon. You know, I'm a grown man driving a cartoon. But once I got in it and I saw the kids and the way that they react to it and the way that they, you know, they come up in the pits and they think it's the real thing. Like, it's awesome having the kids come around. And now that I've got kids of my own, of course, they love cars and they love the movie. And, you know, they think it's me on the TV because they know that I drive Storm. So I really enjoy it now. And it gets us a lot of attention in the pits from the kids, that's for sure.
Yeah, we're talking with Nick Thrash as we get ready for the big weekend coming up this weekend at Magnolia. Picked up his 4th national points win this past Saturday night at Whynot. How special is it to you that you get to pilot a Team Zero car, a Bloomquist car? What does that mean to you now, especially since we've lost Scott?
Yeah, it does. That car, it's cool to be able to drive a car that the best that's ever done it drove. That particular car was Scott's at one time, and it's a 19 Bloomquist, so I assume that he drove it in 19, and he there's no telling what races he won in it, really. That year he drove, and then Madden drove for him some that year too, so I don't know if it's one that he drove or one that Madden drove, but it's still got the zero sticker on the roof, and I assume he put that on there. It's got a no weak link sticker on the bar right beside where the full bar brackets are. That's reflective. So, you know, I guess if anybody was trying to take a picture of his setup or his full bars, it reflected into the camera, so they couldn't get that. You know, it's just neat to be able to drive a car that he drove, and it's a really good car too. So obviously he knew what he was doing when he built it, and it's cool that it's still, you know, however many years, I guess 7 years later, it's still winning races.
Well, obviously, we know you've got success around the home area at Whynot, Magnolia, and even competed this year at Pike County. I know you've been there this season. What's some things that might be on the horizon? What's some things that Nick Thrash would like to do as far as maybe stepping out of the state of Mississippi?
Yeah, I mean, I've always wanted to go to some bigger races, and especially now that we've been driving this car and driving for Mr. Ronnie, Miss Ashley, and I feel like we can compete in crate racing. I feel like we can compete with just about anybody. You know, I say that, and we might get our butt kicked if we went off somewhere, but I would like to give it a shot and see. But I don't know. We went to Sonoya 2 years ago, and we went for it was a Cruising National race, and I qualified, I think, 6th, locked in. And I ran around 6th to 8th or so in the race, and I ended up hitting water down in the infield and sliding up and losing about 10 spots, and I think I finished like 15th. But I really liked that track, and now that was 2 years ago, and now we know more about this car, and I feel way more confident in this car and in our ability to set it up, that I feel like if I could go back and do that race over again starting 6th, I'm not saying I would win, but I feel like that would be pretty good. And so maybe, you know, maybe we can go to Sonoya. I think y'all have another race there towards the end of the year. I'm not real sure what's on top of it around here, but we'll see. Maybe we can sneak back over there and come run with y'all. But other than that, we're going to run the Mississippi Crate Series. I think I'm still tied for the points lead, or maybe I'm 2nd or 3rd in the points. And my Uncle Charles and Mr. Ronnie Rogers put that thing on, and it pays pretty well. So we're going to make sure we're at those races to stay up in the top 5 or so in points and maybe win it. So other than that, we'll be at Whynot Magnolia a lot. And other than that, I'm not real sure.
Well, you mentioned Sonoa, and I know they call Magnolia the black ice. Compare the two surfaces. They say the gumbo surface is slick. They say the black ice at Magnolia is slick. Now that you've had a chance to be on the surface at Sonoa, is there a comparison?
I think the dirt's really similar, actually. It's a different color. Like Sonoya is obviously gray, but it races a lot like. Where it is brown, it's tacky, and where it's slick, it's slick. I can't really tell which one's slicker. Sonoya races slicker to me because it seems slippier, however you want to say. It seems slicker because it's got more banking and the corners are tighter, so you got to bend the car a little more. So it's, you got more wheel slip than you do at Magnolia, so it seems like it's slicker. But I don't know if it actually is. But it races a lot like Magnolia, and the car setup is a lot like Magnolia, so I think that helped us. But the night that we went over there, it had a little bit of a cushion around the top at Sonoya, and I like running a cushion, especially slick to a cushion, and it was fun. Like I said, I fell back, and I didn't have the finish that I wanted, but it was still a fun race, and like I said, if going back, if I could do it different, I feel like I could have a pretty good run there. So maybe we can get back over there. It has a lot of similarities to Magnolia, and setup's a lot like Magnolia, and that old Bloomquist car likes a slick racetrack. So maybe we can get back over there and see what we can do with it.
Well, you mentioned your car owner. You guys got a lot of great folks to help you with that car too.
Yeah, Miss Ronnie and Miss Ashley. First and foremost, they own it, and they own the 95, and they, they don't have to do this. They do it because they love racing, and I mean, I think they love me, having me around driving it, and they're really good to me and really good to my kids and my dad and mom, and they just enjoy, we're basically like family now, and we go to the races to hang out and to have a good time and to have fun, and then we try to do good at the same time. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm extremely competitive, and I hate losing. And I try really hard to keep my car good and to drive good and to do everything right. And so does my dad and Mr. Ronnie. But at the end of the day, we're doing it for fun, and we're definitely not doing it to make a living or get anywhere close to that. So I just appreciate them letting me drive their car and being good to me and my kids. And but yeah, so thanks to them, and thanks to Mr. Ronnie's business, Lift Truck Solutions. Obviously that's where, the funds come from to fund the race car. So thank you to them. I want to thank Skidmore's Restaurant, Mike Williams. They sponsor us and help us out a lot. McDivitt Enterprises. Mr. Ronald has sponsored me and several different cars that I've driven for my dad and other people that I've driven for in the past. He's kind of been on every one of them, I think. And he's just helped us out every year, helped us get the year started. So I really appreciate him. We've got our buddy TJ. He comes into the shop and keeps us entertained and helps us out at the shop and at the racetrack. And our buddy Frog. We've got a good group of folks that help us, and we really appreciate them.
Well, Nick, man, we appreciate you being on the show. Inside the top 5 of the national points, co-leading the Mississippi Crate Late Model Series and heading into a home game this weekend. So look forward to seeing you this weekend, Friday and Saturday, the 22nd Annual Governor's Cup, paying $10,000 to win at Magnolia. And, man, we wish you the very best of luck. And hopefully you can keep that money and keep that money in the home state, maybe the trophy at home too.
Yeah, man, that'd be really nice. That would really help out. So we're going to give it our best shot and see what we can do with it.
Well, Nick, we appreciate you giving us a little bit of your time, and hopefully we'll see you this weekend.
All right, man. Thank you.
All right, coming up, we'll wrap up the show. You're listening to Crate Racing USA Live.
Crate Racing USA Live will return after this commercial break.
As far as I can remember, my dad was always buying VP fuel. And then once I got to a certain level of racing where I was good enough, I was sponsored by VP, and I believe VP my whole entire career is what I ran with at Mitch's at Pro Circuit, and then also Factory Kawasaki. So very reliable fuel, it makes good power, and you can relatively get it anywhere. So that's the beauty of VP is always supporting our sport and making sure that we all have fuel to go racing.
Looking for the ultimate racing getaway? Then pack your bags and join us for the 28th annual Cruise with the Champions, January 17th through the 23rd, 2027. Set sail on the beautiful Carnival Vista for a 6-day Eastern Caribbean adventure featuring stops at Amber Cove, Half Moon Key, and Celebration Key. This is your chance to relax, connect, and hang out with your racing family away from the track. But listen up. Cabins are limited, and if you want to be close to your crew, you need to get that deposit in now. Got a Carnival code? Be sure to let us know, and always compare pricing to get the best deal. Interior, ocean view, and balcony rooms are available, but they won't last long. Got questions? Call or text 678-414-6970 today. Cruise with the Champions, where racing meets paradise.
Need reliable equipment to power your next project? WesPro JCB has you covered. From durable mini excavators to cutting-edge teleskids, we offer solutions that deliver performance and precision. Visit WesProJCB.com today and upgrade your fleet with machines you can trust.
It's time to level up your collection at Columbus Sports Cards. We're talking sports cards, Pokemon cards, and must-have sports memorabilia. Buy, sell, or trade it all in one place. Pulling heat, chasing legends, and stacking your best collection starts here. 5880 Veterans Parkway in Columbus, Georgia. 706-507-9277. Catch the action live on Whatnot and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and eBay. Open Monday through Friday 10 till 7 and Saturdays 10 to 3. Columbus Sports Cards.
Whether you're a race team, track, series, or business, Matman Designs has you covered. We offer high-quality logo mats, solid mats, rubber logo scraper mats, outdoor scraper mats, Versalite mats, and even custom graphic design services to bring your brand to life. At Matman Designs, we take pride in top-notch customer service and durable, eye-catching products built to perform. Visit matmandesigns.com or find us on Facebook today for pricing tailored to your specific needs. Matman Designs, where your brand stands out from the ground up.
The biggest street stock event in the country is back. August 12th through the 15th, the Southern Street Stock Nationals returns to the House of Hook, Whynot Motorsports Park in Meridian, Mississippi. It's a must-see weekend and will bring the best Crate Racing USA street stock drivers in the country to the house that Rodney built. Mark your calendars, August 12th through the 15th at Whynot Motorsports Park. Can you believe we are just a little over a month away from the madness at the House of Hook? Hey, it's Cody. Welcome into the final segment of Crate Racing USA Live. Well, let's take a look at what's coming up this week. It is week 20. That means there are only 12 weeks left in Crate Racing USA National Competition. I do want to add a brand new website is up, CrateRacingUSA.com. You can click on events and you'll see all the sanctioned tracks and their events. But we'll go ahead and tell you what's coming up this weekend. Friday, July the 10th, Cedar Ridge Speedway in Morgantown, Kentucky will be in action. Hattiesburg Speedway and newly sanctioned Highway 72 Speedway in Corinth, Mississippi will be in action, along with preliminary action for the 22nd Annual Governor's Cup at Magnolia. On Saturday, Cottonwood Speedway in Alabama is up and going. Fingers crossed for all of our friends out in Greenville, Mississippi. They finally are looking for their season opener at the Greenville Speedway on Saturday. Hopefully they'll be able to get some cars on the track for the first time in 2026. Jackson Motor Speedway in Byram, Mississippi will be racing this weekend, along with Magnolia, Super B Speedway, the Talladega Short Track, Thunderhill Raceway, and Western Kentucky Speedway will all be in action. The Topless Outlaws will be at Thunderhill Raceway this Saturday night. And on Sunday, Windy Hollow Speedway in Owensboro, Kentucky will welcome the Ohio Valley SCDRA cars. And of course, they will be at Western Kentucky on Saturday night. That's how the weekly sanctioned tracks go. And I tell you what, we are looking at those national points. I mentioned we are closing in on the end of the 2026 National Tour. Well, When it goes for the dirt late models, Shannon Lee continues to march towards another championship. He's got a 35-point advantage over Christopher Reed. It's 111 points back to Taylor Jarvis in third. Nick Thrash, who we had on the show tonight, 134 points back. He's fourth. And Bailey Callahan rounds out the top 5 as far as the national points goes for the weekly dirt late models. The 602s, the late model sportsman, Joey Tucker sets atop the standings, but he has got a red-hot Brody Thompson trying to run him down. 16 points separates the top 2. It's only 34 points separating the top 3 with Covey Parsons. How about only 39 points back to 4th and Spencer Moore? And Alan Edwards says, don't count me out. I'm only 43 points back. And I tell you, right now, the top 8 are separated by only 87 points. So keep that in mind. Man, this late model sportsman ranks in 2026 has been really good. On the street stock side, Malachi McGee is just tasting that first championship, but he's going to have to wrestle it away from 3-time national champion Calvin Martin. It's a 14-point advantage going into this week. A little bit of a gap back to Carlos Williamson, who is 68 points back. It's 89 to Dylan Ursery, and Brandon Parker rounds out the top 5. He's 109 points back. And the modified sportsman, Mingo, continues to set atop the national points, looking for that first ever national championship. He's got about a 15-point advantage over Shane Griffith. They have been at it all year long. And then there's a pretty good gap back to Parker Thompson in third, Kelly Davis fourth, and Peyton Harville will round out the top 5. That is the national points. You can find all that at CrateRacingUSA.com. The brand new website's up. Go and click on the weekly tab, and you can select the division you want to look at. Now, the touring side of things. By the way, on the CrateRacingUSA.com website, you can click on touring and choose the Dirt Late Model Series. It's Magnolia this weekend, the 22nd annual Governor's Cup. Weather, I know, is a topic, and it may very well be a big topic on Saturday, but for right now, we'll cross our fingers. Expect preliminary action coming up Friday, July the 10th. That will be the My Race Pass Fantasy Racing Hot Laps, Bama Sheds and Pole Barns pole qualifying, and the Chevrolet Performance Heat Races. Saturday, July the 11th, it'll be the Rogers Dabbs Chevrolet B Features, along with the 75-lap, 10,000 to win show on the black ice at Magnolia. It all happens this weekend. And by the way, if you can't make it to the racetrack, we'd love for you to join us at CrateRacingUSA.tv. That's CrateRacingUSA.tv. As Joseph Brown will lead the charge this weekend in the points, coming off back-to-back wins. He now has 4 on the season. He leads Austin Yarborough by 52 points. It's 92 back to Diesel Jones, Joey Armistead 114, and Bubba Rolling rounds out the top 5 right now, 126 back. Diesel does lead the Cruise with the Champion Rookie of the Year points ahead of Joey Armistead and Griffin Smith, but we have still got a lot of racing still to go. And let me just tell you, the money in the second half of the season is pretty big all across the board. Find out everything you need to know at CrateRacingUSA.com. A big thank you to our guest tonight, Wesley Scott. Going to thank him for being with us. And also Nick Thrash, our special guest on tonight's episode. Now, there will not be an episode next week. I am going on vacation. So in 2 weeks, we will do it all again and get you caught up with everything going on at the track. Thanks for being with us. Thanks for joining us. CrateRacingUSA.com. Make sure you like us, share, follow, subscribe, get on the YouTube channel, and make sure you get out and hang out with us on Spotify too. Thanks for being with us. So long, everybody.
This copyrighted broadcast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of Crate Racing USA. Crate Racing USA would like to thank our fans for their support, and we hope you enjoyed this broadcast.